And after you leave a like, remember to smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And remember to hit the notification bell so every time I post a video, you can know right away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. What's up, my YouTube friends, viewers, subscribers, everybody? Welcome back to another banger motivational video. And the topic for today is self-worth. So before we begin, I'm going to explain the difference because a lot of people normally get confused with self-esteem and self-worth. So self-esteem is like how you see yourself and what you think about yourself. Self-worth is what you believe and what you stand for. So there's a difference. So let's get into the video. Self-worth. A lot of people don't know what they're worth. That's why most people settle for less and destroy their own lives. So with that being said, is you have to look within yourself, know who you are as usual, and then you have to know what you stand for. Because let me tell you something. If you say know what you're worth, like you have some people that will say, oh, I deserve better. I want someone that know what they're doing and all this kind of stuff. That's what you believe in. That's self-worth, because you know the type of person that you are and you won't stand for less. You know what I mean? So with that being said, is I would strongly recommend you do not make yourself less to make somebody else feel more, because that's self-worth. You believe in yourself that you are on a certain level matured, like you're mature on a certain level. So with that being said, is I would recommend you, if you like with friendships and whatnot, I would recommend you be around people that are on the same level as you or almost on the same level as you, if not even higher than you, because you can develop more self-worth within yourself. So with that being said, is when you put yourself around the wrong set of people, that can help destroy who you are, because you're gonna have to say be around less than what you're supposed to be. Like some people literally, it doesn't really matter where they are. They can literally be in some environment and then they can say to themselves, I don't think I belong in this environment. I think I deserve more. Like you got some people that's what's called self-worth. So if you didn't know where that come from, that's the worth within yourself. Because let me tell you something, what something is worth is all about, like, I was about to say like how it looks, but it's like what it costs. Like the same as self-esteem, but not the same. Because self-esteem is, like I said, is how you see yourself. So if you see yourself like the top G and you think of yourself like you're better than everybody else, that's okay. But self-worth is you believing in yourself that you're worth this stuff. So with that being said, is if you think you're worth $1 million or whatever the case may be, like worth all depending on the stuff that you achieve with your person. You know what I mean? So with that being said, is if you buy a house, if you buy a car, that's what the car is worth, and that additional to your self-worth. So with that being said, is that's what that's what you believe in. So if you believe, say, having a $2 billion car will make my worth increase, eventually it will. It's all about you. But a lot of people think, you know what I mean? A lot of people think, oh, I deserve less and blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. Like I always say, you got people at the bottom. Eventually, when you start working on yourself, you're going to feel like a shift. Like you're not at the bottom anymore. That's maturity. Because the more you mature is the more you understand that people at the bottom only fight against each other. And when you're aiming at the top, you got to leave those ones behind. So you got to know what you stand for. Do not stand for less. You know why? Because if you stand for less, like people will literally tear you down. Especially like, say, friendships. If you put yourself around the wrong set of people, they will help tear you down. Especially if you have, say, high drive of self-worth, like you think you're worth all this kind of stuff, but you have to work on it. There's a difference with you believing that you're worth so much more, but you have to put in the work to get it. Do not let somebody else come in your life and say, take control of your life. You need to take control of your life. So if you think you deserve more, I strongly recommend you give yourself everything that you think you deserve. Because you know what? When I was younger, I used to like all these expensive stuff, and now that I get older, I'm slowly giving myself everything that I always say liked, I always admire, you know what I mean? So when I was younger, I used to like shoes. I used to like hoverboard. I used to like, you know, like everything that I used to love when I was younger, I'm literally giving it to myself. Because if you're an expensive person, you can't expect somebody to swoop in your life and pay for all these kind of stuff for you. So with that being said, is whatever it is that you think you're worth, you need to give it to yourself. You need to give it to yourself. If you believe strongly that you're worth all these stuff that you truly desire, you're going to have to work to prove that. Because you know what? It doesn't really matter what you think you're worth. It's all about how somebody else see you. And I always tell people that it doesn't really matter what you think you are, who you think you are, how much money you have, what you think you were. All that stuff about you doesn't matter. You know why? Because somebody else that's an outside party can look at you and be like, that person act like they're top G, but they ain't, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So with that being said, is you're gonna have to prove them wrong. You're gonna have to work on yourself. I always recommend people working on themselves. I do not know why people are so scared, because self-worth is all about, like I said, working on yourself, believing what you stand for. You know, like have standards for yourself as a human being. Because like, what's the point of you thinking that you're on this level mentally, but the friends and the people that you hang out with is like literally down here? That makes literally no sense. Self-worth is what you stand for, what you believe in. Like I've said 1,000 times, that's like the punchline throughout the whole video. So I'm going to keep that punchline so I don't stray from the point, because the way how my brain works, I can literally start this and lead somewhere else. So if you notice, when I make motivational videos, I always stay on that topic in order to keep myself talking about that topic. Yeah, so that's it. That's self-worth, bro. That's self-worth. If, like, bro, let me tell you something. Whatever it is that you truly desire, or whatever it is that you really want, someone will help you. But the definition of help, like I always said, is people have to see you trying. You have some people that say don't want to try, and they want everybody else to do it for them. That's not how it works, because you will crash and crumble. So people with high level of self-worth think they deserve way more. They think they deserve better than the situation that they're in. Wherever they work, wherever they live, their environment, they sit down and they think, oh, I deserve so much more. But the difference is they do not want to make that step forward. So if you're a person like that, then you have to start working on yourself, and you have to take yourself out of whatever it is that you say are trying to avoid. That's how it is. Because like, people see you struggling and people see you're suffering, but they're not going to help you if you're not willing to help yourself. No one want to take care of something that's not been taken care of. That's why I always tell people, take care of yourself. You don't treat yourself, take yourself out, get to know yourself better. Because when you love yourself and all these kind of stuff, you literally, like, the way how you treat yourself and the way how you present yourself will literally be an image of how people will treat you. So if you say respect yourself, then people will automatically respect you. So your self-worth, if you know what you're worth and you know what you stand for, and you're working on it and you're getting there, then people will treat you in that certain way. Because if you say talk, like, people don't really know just how mature you are or nothing about you until they have a conversation with you. If you ever notice, like, if you have a high level of self-worth and you're working on yourself, if you notice that whenever you're, say, talking to someone and they get to know you just from their face expression, if you can read people and their body language the same way like me, then you can notice from however they are, it's like their expression that they give off is like saying, oh, you're way higher than what I thought you would be, or you're way above here. I thought you were here because I thought you were immature, and just from you talking to me, I thought I was smarter than you because I'm older than you, and just from what you tell me in the last 2 minutes, it sounds to me like I'm out of your league and you're above me. You know what I mean? So that's how people view others, as being above them. It's like what they're worth. Like, you can worth something, or you can think you're worth something, sorry, but the difference is, like I said, you have to aim at it. So if you think, oh, I'm not worth walking, I'm worth riding a bicycle, you can't be walking and thinking you're worth riding a bicycle. You have to make it happen. Until you make it happen, that's when people will start to say, treat you differently. But that's not the case. Like, man and woman self-worth is sort of different. Like, a man's self-worth is like all about like financing stuff. You know what I mean? When I say financing stuff, I don't mean going somewhere and pay monthly. I mean, a man's self-worth is all depend on like what he can buy, what he can afford. And a woman's self-worth is like within herself, like her beauty or flaws. Like she can work, but a woman is not say as strong as a man. So for a man, he's the type of person to make stuff happen. For a woman, like I think woman, even if a woman have say high self-worth, I think deep down she still needs a man that say have self-worth to help bring out the, not say absolute best, but to help her move forward. You know what I mean? Like it's different with man and woman. Because me, being a man, I can say, oh, I'm worth all this kind of stuff and I know what I stand for and whatnot. For a woman, she may say, oh, I stand for this and I know what I'm worth, but it's hard for me to find it. You know what I mean? So it was a little bit stuff like that. So for a woman, it's sort of like intertwined. For a woman, it's sort of like intertwined because a woman that have say self-worth and have standards for herself and know what she stand for and not is gonna settle for less, she have to search for a guy that's like say not say above her, but a guy with a mutual understanding, if you know what I mean. Because and the same thing go for guys. If a guy know what he stand for, this is why people put themselves in relationships and they have 2 4 kids, they get married, divorce, all these kind of stuff, because you know, like they don't know what each other stand for. And if you do not know what you want, then it's not gonna work. Because a man is a giver and a woman is a receiver. So if a man is a giver and he do not know what the woman wants, he do not know what to give her. And if a woman know what she wants and the man don't know how to give, then it also causes problem. You know what I mean? So I think in order for both people to say be like absolute team is they have to know their roles. You know what I mean? So for women, I think, like I said, I think women's self-worth is like all about how she see herself and what she believe in. But I like a man is more like say a doer. You know what I mean? So I think a woman will search for a guy that if a woman say know what she worth and she know what she stand for, then she will say go for guys that's like fit in those description of what she's aiming for. Like when you see a woman not aiming for less, then you know, you literally know. And sometimes you can't blame women for wanting more because like it's in a woman's nature to be attracted to a guy that she say admire, a guy that's above her, smarter, you know, faster, stronger. Like women always are attracted to guys that are above them. So if a woman is not say attracted to you, then yeah. And that's a woman with self-worth. That's a woman with self-worth because like I said, she believe and she know what she stand for. So she won't settle for less. Because some like women know, like a lot of guys think women don't know a lot of stuff. Let me tell you something about women. Women know exactly what we know. They understand everything. Like if she's mature, then she understand everything that a guy can understand. Because guys think whenever they say something or having a guy talk or whatever the case may be, and a woman don't say anything, they think she don't understand. Women understand everything that we say and they understand everything that we do. The difference is they don't want to get involved because they're women and they don't want to be a part of the conversation. So they don't say nothing in order to make it seem as if they don't know what's going on, but they know. So if you didn't know then, you know now. Because when I was younger, I used to wonder how a woman knows, because I've been working since I was 16. Got me a holiday job when I was younger, but not the point. So I've been working with women so I know how they think. Well, not say like how, like most of them, like body language and whatnot. So you can know that they literally know everything that we know. So if you think you're talking in code, like you may try to talk in code and maybe they can't understand what you're saying, but eventually some smart woman will put it together. But like I said, not because they don't say nothing, meaning they don't know nothing. But a woman with high self-worth normally go for guys that's like above her. That's just how, that's in their nature to do so. If a woman don't admire you, then she won't like you. She won't be interested in you because she have self-worth. That's a woman with self-worth. A guy, on the other hand, if he got self-worth, he can be with a woman that's say above him on the same level as him and also beneath him, because he know that girls that he's above will be attracted to him. For a woman, it's different. A woman can't go beneath her. You know what I mean? Especially if she has standards for herself, and she can't go down. She always have to go up. For a guy, he can go up and down. Women, they always have to go up. Because a woman is not going to settle for less. Bro, never you settle for less. If you think that you stand for something and you know what it is that you're looking for, do not settle for something less that you're not looking for, because it's a big waste of time. And we do not have time to waste. We do not have time to waste. So I think for a woman's self-worth and a guy's self-worth, it's like, say, like a little bit different, but almost the same. But the difference is people know what they're worth and people know what they stand for. So in order for you to develop your self-worth, it go back to self-esteem, because self-esteem lead towards self-worth. Because first you have to know how you see yourself and what you think of yourself. So if you have low self-esteem, then you can't have self-worth. Like, all these stuff is linked together within you. So self-esteem, like I've said, you have to have high self-esteem. If you have high self-esteem, then you won't stand for less. Sorry, you know what I mean? So if you say you think you're attractive, you're in the gym, you're fit, you think you're all that, then your self-worth will be, oh, I believe I deserve better. I am not settling for less. I have standards. Like, it's good to have standards, don't get me wrong. But the way how I say that make it sound like, oh, I'm better than everybody else. That's not what I'm saying. Do not get it twisted. Do not be misguided. So, in order for you to develop self-worth, it's all about how you see yourself and how you carry yourself. But that's one point. Like, you can see yourself and carry yourself and think of yourself in any way you want. But in order for you to truly have self-worth, is you have to aim for what it is that you think that you're worth. You know what I mean? So if you think you're worth so much more, then you have to do so much more. Like, a person will help you, like I've said, but you have to put in the work. You got some people that literally sit down all day and think, oh, I'm this and I'm this and I'm that, and I deserve this, but they are not aiming at it. If you can't convince yourself that this is what you want and this is what you're after, do you think you can convince somebody else to be a part of what you're doing? No, that's not how it works. And unfortunately, in this age and time, a lot of people think like that. A lot of people sit down and they refuse to work on themselves until they're in a relationship or a friendship. Let me tell you something. You need to be working on yourself before friendships and before a relationship. Because if you're not working on yourself and you think, like, a friendship and a relationship doesn't make you better. A lot of people think it does make them better because they think they perform better in, say, having a friend or being in a relationship, but that's just the other person's energy that you are feeding off of. So with that being said, is you have to say, always working on yourself, always bettering yourself as a person, always moving forward. That way people can see you. And if two people that's doing the same thing can come together, then that's a perfect team. Do not use your time to sit down and say, oh, I'm worth this and I'm worth this and I'm worth that. But you're sitting down every single day doing absolutely nothing with yourself. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. And if you're scared to start because you worry about, people will stop talking to me, people will stop being friends with me, but that's their problems. Because eventually, like I've always said, is when you start, like, bro, once you get serious with yourself, you're going to have people at the bottom. They're going to fall off. That's just how it is, and that's how it's been from this generation to generation to generation to generation. When you're doing nothing with yourself, you have a lot of friends. That's how it goes. But once you get serious with yourself, all those people are going to fall off. If you're worried about people switching up on you, then you don't truly got it. You don't really got it. That's how it goes. That's how it goes, bro. So if you think you're worth so much more than where you are now, and you refuse to make it happen, that you think you can convince others that you can make it happen? Especially people that say, know the type of person that you are, and they know the potential that you have, and they may sit down and wait, and just from you sitting down there, they're laughing at you and say, oh, that person act like they're top G and they act like they're better than everybody else, but look at them over there. You know what I mean? So bro, let me say this one more time. In order for you to develop self-worth, is you have to know what you stand for. You have to have standards. Do not let somebody tell you having standards is bad. If you think you rather be, say, single or not have a lot of friends just because of what you stand for, that's okay. If you think like having one good friend that support you is way better than having 10 friends that will stab you in the back. Trust me. Trust me. That's how it goes. If you got standards, you stand for whatever you believe in, because you know what? Eventually, whatever you stand for, someone that's gonna meet that bar wherever you stand for is gonna come along your way. So do not focus on those that's at the bottom. If you think you're worth more and you think you deserve better, just keep working on yourself. Just keep working on yourself, because trust me, people that say have self-worth will eventually see that you're working on yourself, and they will see that you're trying, and then eventually this person will offer, not saying offer help, but try to, like better each other as a human being. You know what I mean? So with that being said, is all those people that's beneath you, let them stay beneath you. All they keep talking, they keep doing this, they keep saying that. You don't focus on that. Let them say whatever they want to say, because people will say stuff regardless. Let them say and think whatever they want. Focus on you. A lot of people make the mistake by not developing their self-worth, and they don't say have nothing to show for what they're truly worth and what they truly believe that they're worth in, because they sit down, they're like, oh, if you keep talking, then I'm not going to work on myself. Like, who exactly do you think you're hurting? Like, a lot of people think, oh, if I don't get up and go to work, this person keeps saying, oh, you're working every day, so I'm not going to go to work today. Like, who you think you're hurting? If you're, say, working somewhere and your coworker is always laughing at you saying, oh, you come to work every day, if you take a day off, who you think you're hurting? You're shorting your own paycheck. And that's a person that have no idea what they stand for. If you truly know your worth, and you truly know what you believe in, and you truly know what you're aiming for, then you will stop at nothing. Sorry, depending on, it doesn't matter what nobody's saying. If you have it locked in your mind saying, you know what? This is what I'm aiming for, and I'm going to work towards this. Everything else don't matter. Then you will eventually get there, because you know what? If someone's opinion or someone's choices of words affect you, then you care about their opinion, and you don't truly believe that whatever you're aiming for, you can make it happen. If you truly believe that you can make whatever you're aiming for happen, then what everybody else is saying, it won't reach you. It won't. And I can testify to that. It will not reach you. If you're truly locked in and you're truly focused, and you will stop at nothing, because you're determined to get this. So what everybody else will say, oh, you're doing this, it's been like this long, and this and this and that, it won't reach you, bro. I'm telling you. If you have to be, say, like, not say in the same spot, but I would say it's rather you move slowly and correctly instead of moving fast and destroying everything. Because I think I made a video saying, what did I say? The race is not for the swift and whatnot. I already talked about that, so I'm not going to waste no time here. So, like I said, slow progress is better than no progress. As long as you're locked in, you will eventually figure out ways to move forward. People's opinion doesn't matter when you know who you are, and you know what you're worth, and you know what you stand for. People may say, oh, but I don't see you with 10 friends. I always see you with 2 friends. Or you got 2 friends, you ain't got no friend. Those 2 friends is way better than having 20 friends that don't support you. Having 2 real person by your side that say working on themselves, doing the same as you, aiming for something, trust me, bro, it's way better. And being alone only because you don't want to say settle for less is way better than being with someone that's say way less than you. Trust me, that's how it is, and that's how it goes. That's why most women, not say stay single, but most women stay to themselves or not have a lot of guy friends, because they know, oh, I'm attractive the moment I say hi to this guy think I like him. You know what I mean? Like women really know this kind of stuff. And some guys that are attractive, they know this. So they can't really say talk to certain girls because the moment you say go say hi or like try to start a conversation, oh he wants me. You know what I mean? So same thing, but mainly for a woman, most women stay single all because they're waiting on what they're aiming for. You know what I mean? So they know when someone is just like, you can literally see how someone carry themselves and like talking to them of how they see themselves and what they think of themselves. You can know that they don't have no self-worth because they don't have no standards. You can know. You can know, bro. You can know. You may think, oh, well, you don't know. All you got to do is look at a person, how they carry themselves. You know what I mean? Like appearance, it all starts from appearance, like how a person present themselves. Presentation, sorry. So presentation is like the first step. When you say communicate with them and you hear how this person speak, then you will hear how this person think. Because how a person think is the way how they will speak. So when you know that this person has standards for him or herself, then that's like 2 steps right there. You know what I mean? Like some people can present themselves in a certain way, but it's just for show. But when you communicate with them, you can know how this person think. And then third step, when you get to know them, then you get to know more. That's just how it is. So then again, before I close this video, in order for you to develop self-worth, is you have to have standards for yourself. You have to know what you stand for. You have to believe in whatever you can do. I don't care if you have to stay by yourself until you find someone that meet your standards. I recommend you do that. If you settle for less, all you're doing is destroying yourself and destroying others and destroying everything else around you. Trust me. So, with that being said, I hope this message was useful for some of you guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. I will be back doing more stuff. You go enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I post daily on them.